Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, and we're going to be talking about the next 7 days. Of course, it's going to be this weekend, and unfortunately, it's going to be a little soggy for us right here in the Midwest. Now, temperature wise, remember, we're almost at the height of the sun. First day of summer, 21st of June. And so anytime you see yellow, that's going to be mainly reflecting cloud cover and rain, keeping temperatures down to about normal, even a little bit below normal. But as soon as the sun pops out, boom, that temperature goes way up. But also, if there's energy in the area, like a frontal system or a storm, that also can cause some unstable conditions to form. And that's what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. We have a frontal system sitting right across the Midwest, and you get that sun popping out. We have to be careful there. Possibly some very heavy rainfall potentially over the next couple of days. Temperature wise, this is on our Saturday. Again, you see some yellow spattering about. And again, that's going to be reflecting where you're going to see some clouds as well as some rain. Normal high temperatures right now for the Ohio Valley, high temperature 80, low temperature around 60, so it's not going to be that bad, even if temperatures are slightly below normal. Sunday, you can see again, there's a storm system sitting over course northern Ohio, and it's going to produce some showers as well as cloudiness and keeping temperatures down, probably more like in the 70s here on our Sunday. Come Monday, once again, it's going to spin some extra systems through, cold fronts, what we call troughs coming through, kicking off some more showers. Now, up to the north, this is some colder air coming in out of Canada, but most of it I think is going to stay pretty close to the north. By Tuesday, we start seeing some modification as far as temperatures are concerned as the system pulls on out. And then by Wednesday, it gets kind of toasty around here. We should be in the low to mid 80s, I think, here on Wednesday as we dry out a little bit. Very hot across the southeast. Another system, though, you can see the yellow popping up temperature-wise out across the looks like New Mexico and Colorado and Texas area as that next energy will be pushing its way through. And here you go on Thursday, very warm temperatures, certainly in the 80s. It's going to be great for some pool weather right here in the Midwest. But see this little patch of yellow showing up? Well, that's our next really system that's going to affect us here in the Midwest. You can see that expanding here on next Friday. Notice how cool, though, it is out in the Pacific Northwest. We have a pretty good system moving in there for you guys out there. As far as precipitation is concerned, here we go on Saturday. There's going to be some showers and thunderstorms, potentially some severe weather in the Iowa area, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas area. And again, anytime you have a system in the area and you find the sun popping out, severe weather really can't be ruled out. Now on Sunday, that system moves off towards the east, but you can kind of see again northerly flow of air, little strips of showers and thunderstorms, and that's that little energy that will be swinging around, keeping the conditions relatively unstable here in the Midwest. Here you go on Monday, here comes the next one. This is why it's going to be so cool up in the north. It's going to be a rather chilly rain, it looks like, for those of you up in the northern Great Lakes and the northern plains up in that area. Watch out for a little severe weather down along the Gulf Coast. On Tuesday, here comes another little strip of some showers, nothing all that significant. It is going to be relatively nasty up in the northeast, mid-Atlantic region here on your Tuesday. But by Wednesday, we do dry out nicely. Again, that's going to allow temperatures to pretty much shoot on up. There's that extra energy we saw down in the Texas, New Mexico area. And then as we head on into your Thursday, looking at this area expanding. By Friday, it really does move closer to us. Looks like next Friday and possibly even next weekend could be relatively unstable at the point. As far as the tropics are concerned, we have one model that continues to want to develop something. Right now, if anything does develop, if it develops down into the Caribbean, it's going to be pushed more towards the Texas and Mexico areas. So we have to keep an eye on that. But right now, though, it's fairly quiet. But watch out for next weekend. But looks like next weekend could be similar to your upcoming weekend. So make sure you keep your rain gear handy. I'm George, the Weather Dad.